All right, so I'm doing this video for anybody that's like me or about to be like me and have to go through this process of trying to fix the window. Now in my situation, the actuator still works. I confirmed it as I put the button back on here. You can see it down here, and it does go up and down. Now, there's two ways to kind of go about this. The one way, well, first of all, I'll show you what the mechanism looks like. The carriage on the back doors are different than the front doors, so I'll show you that. So up here you see that little green square. You may have watched some other videos, perhaps not, but front windows have bolts that hold the window into the carriage. Here you just have this little green square that just swivels, it spins around. Now you could see that it kind of bevels outwards on the carriage, and you would think you could just kind of push it back in. There is play on this window actuator, but it is very hard to get it to push back in, even with a wrench and all that stuff. So the two methods are obviously to do a full window replacement, which means taking off the window stripping, taking out that bolt there, taking out the bolt here, and then pulling the glass through the front, which you can see I have rain guards. So I kind of wanted to not have to take off the rain guard if I could do that, so I had to think of another way. Now, if you want the full video of each individual step process, look at another video on how to take apart a door and stuff. They're all out there. It's very simple. There's a nut right here. There's one in the door handle area, and then you just pop it all off. There you go. Saved you 3 minutes of time, but you can go watch that. Anyway, so if you want to see how you can get this window back onto that carriage piece here when it's fallen off, and without taking the window out, what you want to do is undo these 4 bolts. Now what I suggest is to undo 3 and to really loosen 1, so that way it sits there, especially if you're doing it all by yourself. Otherwise I had to kind of sit there and hold the window and the actuator and kind of get it to fit back into place so I could get the bolts in. But once you do that, this carriage down here is completely loose and free, so you can wave it over, you have the actuator free, so you can wave it over and slide it into the silver carriage so that it's finally back in there. Now it will go to the end right there, that's fine, but that's about the maximum that it should be. Now I am going to see if it will lower, and the only thing is I haven't reinstalled these, so I'm going to tighten those up real quick and then I'll do the actuation. And the only other thing I'll say is I had it so that this piece was pretty much right where it was, just popped out a little bit, right where the window is. So once I tag all this in tight, this should be kind of where it's expected to be in the actuation process. And of course the window is still in place, so you don't really have to do much else. So that's really what I found is the easiest way. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it up right now and then go ahead and show you that the window is actually working and all set. All right, so I'm doing this for the first time. Let's hope it goes up. There it is. It went all the way up. See down. Now there's a little bit of play, and that's just because I loosened this because I was about to try to take it all off, and then I discovered this method first. So I'm going to push it all the way up, and then I'm going to go ahead and tighten that bolt back in, and then it'll be nice and tight. The only other thing I would suggest is, if you see this, I got some of that black goo all over the stereo wire, so I'm gonna have to clean that up a bit. But a little pro tip, when you undo these wires, tuck them in down here or tape them up somewhere so that they're out of the way, and they're not going to do that. Again, I have had some videos where somebody's like, oh, you didn't go all the way through the process and stuff. If you're at the point where you're trying to do this like me, then this video is helpful. If you need a complete tutorial on how to turn every screw from right to left to take it off and all that stuff, then this exact video, I'm sorry, is not going to be for you. But maybe at some stage after you watched a few, it's going to be helpful. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Most of all, leave those comments down below. Was this helpful? Hopefully it was. I'm sweating over here. I did this all by myself. So hopefully this will save you some time and aggravation and all that. Again, SK Lifestyle, see y'all next time.